Hello, Coeur d'Alene. We're here with one of your candidates for mayor today. Debbie Loffman is running for a mayor of Coeur d'Alene, and she's going to answer a couple of questions for us. And this will give you an opportunity to get to know her better. So welcome, Debbie.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So we'll start with question number one. Why are you running for office?
I want to be a voice for people in our community that do not feel heard. There's a lot of people who feel that they have concerns or ideas that they present and they aren't heard. And so I want to listen to all people. I have three main reasons. That's the first one. Second one, I'd like to add a Christian perspective to Coeur d'Alene government. And the third is I have a servant's heart, which I'll expound upon later, and I want to serve the people in my community.
Wonderful. Okay, your next question is, what are your top three priorities should you be elected?
Top three priorities would be, first, I want to work with the Planning and Zoning Department and others to put into place thoughtful and responsible growth. That's one of the biggest issues that Coeur d'Alene has now is growth. And how do we do it responsibly and that protects the small town charm and character of Coeur d'Alene.
Great. And then question number three is, what are your recommendations to mitigate the impact that growth is having in North Idaho, including roads, schools, health care, police, fire? It's a big topic for everyone.
Yes. The subject of growth is probably the biggest concern of Coeur d'Alene people right now. And I want to listen to the people in the community. The majority of them are upset with the high rises coming up downtown. It was too many, too fast, and they just don't want the character and the charm of Coeur d'Alene to be ruined by too fast of growth. And so the only way you can really work with that is you work with the Planning and Zoning Department and you curtail what's called upzoning certain pieces. And then the CDA press came up with some guidelines on height limits on some of the new builds that come up. And so I would like to look at that. I would like to push that a little bit. The third thing that I would like to do with growth is I have some ideas that I'd like to put into place to curtail the growth and to fund it. But I have to get approval from our legislatures, which I would really love to have a good working relationship with our legislators.
Great. So question number four is a hot topic for all of the residents in Kootenai County. And it is, the continued increase of property taxes is a common concern for most homeowners. What are your suggestions on how to pay for city services needed while trying to maintain lower property taxes to ensure that homeowners can stay in their home?
I have a really good idea that I came up with, and I wrote it out, and I have to submit it to our legislators for approval.
Okay.
But it's a great idea on how to fund new growth without raising property taxes.
Wonderful. That'll be needed. And then the fifth question is, what is your background and how will it help the city should you be elected?
Okay. I was born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota. I moved to in a wonderful Baptist family. And when I was in my 20s, I moved to a suburb of Sacramento. And I raised my children there. I started a tenant screening company when I was in my 20s, and it grew to having 11 employees, and I sold 5 franchises of it in different states. Then in 1997, I sold the whole thing, and a year later, I studied and got my real estate license. And then in 2005, I got my broker's license. So I hired agents under me, and I opened my own real estate and property management company, which I've been running for the past 20 years.
Wow.
I have excellent people working for me, and I am semi-retired. And one of the women that work for me, she is getting her broker's license and she will take over eventually. So I'm mentoring her right now. And property management is a lot of dealing with owners and tenants and vendors. And owners and tenants and vendors. And you have to come up with, you have to negotiate because an owner wants one thing, a tenant wants the other. And I tell owners, the tenants pay us, so we need to be good to them. We need to make sure they're taken care of and that they're appreciated. They'll stay longer, they'll trust you, and so that's what I've been doing. For the past 12 years, I've won Best Property Management Company in my region, and all in a row, 12 years in a row. So I'm in the Property Management Hall of Fame. No one's ever done it, but I did that. And so I have a proven record of a good businesswoman, and that's what I bring to the mayorship, should I be elected.
Great. Okay, and then your closing statement, tell us more about you, anything that you feel the public needs to know, the voters.
Okay. The office of mayor is executive. It's not legislative like the council. The role is leadership. It's building a cohesive team with the various departments. It's communicating vision. Mayors should have good policy ideas, but that's not their primary job. As an award-winning businesswoman, I'm an excellent problem solver. And I talk a little bit about my vision as a mayor. A mayor has to have good communication skills with staff and workers, good negotiation skills, empathy, the ability to understand people with different ideas and backgrounds than yourself. I'm good at that. Leadership, a mayor's ability to inspire others, working within the city's departments, and leadership skills can lead to higher productivity. And I believe I'm relatable. I think people can come to me and be honest and tell me their concerns or their problems. I'd like to talk to every department head and ask them what's working, what's not working.
Wonderful. Anything else?
And what I'd like to end with is a ministry that I started 7 years ago. I started a ministry called Grandmas to the Rescue. And this ministry is where we find young mothers who feel like they're drowning. And we go in and we give them, help them organize, clean the kitchen, do laundry. When I first moved to Coeur d'Alene 5 years ago, we found a lady who had 5 children, and the oldest one was 5.
Oh.
And she sure needed help. And I partnered with another gal in Coeur d'Alene and another grandma, and we went there every Monday for a year. And she looked so forward to it. She said, now I feel like I'm not drowning. Yeah. Now I feel I can make it. So my partner would work on the downstairs, the kitchen, the living room, the family room, and I would do the upstairs. Sometimes 5, 7 loads of laundry. And since the 3 boys were all in a row, it was hard to know which clothes went to who. Yeah. So, I would do my best, look at the sizes, and just really, really helped her. And sometimes we would cook dinner, and it's always the same. It's spaghetti with green beans, so it's nothing complicated. And just recently, we found a single mom with 2 kids, 3 and 6 years old. And as I was pulling up to her house, I saw that her lawn was about knee deep. And there was a gardener next door. So I went next door and I said, hey, would you be willing to do this single mom's yard today, and I'll pay you? And it was a woman gardener, which I hadn't seen before. And she said, it's a single mom? And I said, yeah, we have a ministry called Grandmas to the Rescue, and we're ministering to her today. And she thought about it, and she said, I'm going to join your ministry, and I'm going to do her lawn for free every 2 weeks. Wow. That's what I want to see. Great. That's what I want to do. That's my heart as a servant.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you putting
Thank you for having
yourself
me.
out to run for mayor.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time.